Hey guys, big game weekend, February 8th. Shirts versus skins in New Orleans at the Uno Lakefront Arena. Me, Nikki Glazer, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Adam Reyes, Dr. Phil, and dare I say, a very special guest who's been at all of these. Get your tickets at Bert.com. Do you follow the Rizzler and AJ and the Boom and double chunk chocolate cookies?
Bert, I try to be a good man. You know, once God notices you, so does the devil. And you got to decide. I hate that Boom guy so much. He invokes all the worst things in me.
What's that?
This is incredible.
Oh, yeah, Tommy built it for me.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get a good,
bust?
realistic-looking bust? The odds are like 1 in 20.
I look like Han Solo.
You look fucking incredible. That looks like you. And
It does, doesn't it?
they've captured your essence in a way, but like so many statues are just terrible.
Oh, well, I really want a fuck. Are you recording? I really want a life-size statue.
Okay,
It's all about, for me, it's all
I
about
bet you could get that.
I know where I want it. I want it outside Pop Ellie's in Tallahassee.
Oh, you want it to be? I see, at a place.
It's a place I first did stand-up comedy.
They'll do that.
But I want a statue where it's lucky for people to rub it. You know,
I like that
it's my
too.
belly.
Yeah, like the bull's balls, but you rub Bert's belly.
Yeah, and so it's like real shiny where everyone's rubbed my belly.
because so many people have done it.
Yeah, isn't it the Blarney Stone that everyone's kissed?
I don't know.
Oh no! I think it's the Wailing Wall.
I don't know.
I get, but it's about what kind of legacy do you leave behind?
Yeah,
and a statue's like the fucking.
Well, you know what Mike says about legacy? Did you see that video?
No.
Mike Tyson?
No.
Just the funniest thing you'll ever see with a little girl.
With the child?
I haven't laughed harder. I laugh often, we're comedians, but that's the hardest I've laughed in years. He just goes to a little girl, legacy. This is some word that everyone said. Now they repeat it every 5 seconds, He's like, who cares? You're dead. He said, like, he was mad at her.
The highlight I saw said Mike Tyson forgets he's talking to a child.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely. Can we play this?
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing. I've watched this over 1,000 times.
What type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Now it's used every 5 seconds.
Pause it real quick.
It means absolute.
That's just a word everyone uses every 5 seconds. Like, he's dunking on her interview style, and that the people say it all the time. Now play it again.
I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing.
Now she does a great job.
Is nothing.
She goes, wow, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
I've never heard that before.
I have not heard before someone say that as an
So she does great. And then he doubles down.
Somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead. You think somebody really wants to think about you? I want people to think about me when I'm gone.
Doubles down. You think someone wants to care about you?
Poor girl's like, I'm glad I wear sunglasses.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable as shit.
And Bert, think about it. You're a dad. Yeah. Her dad records those on the other side of like a red rope. Oh. He's going, this guy's talking to my daughter. Like,
dude, how do you feel when you see, do you follow the Rizzler and AJ and the Boom and double chunk chocolate cookies?
Bert, I try to be a good man. I try to fight the demons that are in me, to be good. I choose good. Once God notices you, so does the devil. And you got to decide, you got to say, I got to make a good choice here. Don't make fun of something, I hate that Boom guy so much. I've never hated anything. He invokes all the worst things in me. Double, and then his kid's like, a chicken back. And then he whores out his whole family. Boom, boom, boom. I wish every time that some real man with a sniper would just take that whole family out.
Okay, first of all.
The dancing.
Okay, I am the exact opposite.
You love them.
I love them.
But do you love them?
Yeah, it's a hate love. It's a hate
the way
love.
you watch that kid. The first time I ever heard of that kid that jumps off stuff and goes,
hold on. No. Superhuman?
Yeah, you love him.
I fucking love him.
Yeah.
I
never heard of him until I did your podcast.
I love Superhuman.
And now I watch him and I like that kid. He's got problems, but he's a good kid and he's sweet. And he just has the same interests as me, wrestling and trying to be famous or whatever. But those guys, you're going to have to make a real good argument for me to change my position on these fucks.
Okay, so here's the deal. Everyone in the world if you're listening to this, if you're actually listening to this, you're part of this as well. Everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants to be
heard.
And heard.
I hear you.
And they want to be, for lack of better words, famous. Everyone,
No, they don't all want to be famous.
Everyone
Disagree with that.
But really, you really think that me and you are the only two broken people in this country? We're just people that admit it, Jeff.
No.
If you give everyone an opportunity for fame, very, very few people will actually walk away from it. I believe that. And I think that's representative of what we see online.
Okay.
I mean, the things people share online for notoriety, it's to be seen, it's to be heard. I really think that's
I believe that too. And we could put a pin in this and come back because we could talk about this for hours. But I want to hear about, so you think these guys.
So at least these guys are just doing the best they can. They are not very talented.
They are not.
But they're so confident.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have to say this. AJ wrestled at AEW the other night.
I know, I saw
and
it.
he wasn't half bad.
Because he was already a wrestler. Like he had done it before.
Oh,
so,
for real?
Yeah, so he had some chops. Yeah.
And his son has got a pretty swing. He's got a pretty baseball swing. The Rizzler, I'll kidnap that
Cute
fucking kid. I love the
adorable.
Rizzler.
I like the Rizzler.
The mom, that's the one I feel bad for, is they just got her on the songs.
And the
she's a little
daughter.
late to the game. And
Just
I go,
the sexual harassment towards that daughter and all the comments.
but think about it this way, and this is where I always try to find ownership in my fuck up.
Okay.
I'm really bad because I talk wild shit, but I always try to find ownership in how I fuck up.
Okay.
I kind of did the same thing AJ is doing to his family in my stand-up. I talked about my family freely and openly and never asked their permission and made them all famous. My daughters are both famous. And college has been tough to navigate for both of them because people now want to either be friends with them because of me or they have a preconceived notion. So I try to identify with those people. It's a different
challenge.
It is. Anonymity is precious.
Well, I think that privacy will be the future currency that everyone wants.
You say a lot
it'll
of
be
smart
the most,
shit.
It'll
you
be
say
the
a
most
lot of smart shit.
Prized currency in the future.
Dude.
Right now, we're whoring out our privacy. We have no privacy. Like, your daughters didn't ask for that.
No, not at all.
You just wanted to be a funny comedian.
I just was talking about Ian Bag said that joke's
actually,
funny.
I won't use you as an example because you just admitted that you've put them in your act. But, like, LeBron James just wanted to play basketball.
Yeah.
Now these fucks think that they can comment on his wife's looks. They think that they can make fun of the way he dresses or does these things. He just wanted to play basketball. And people go, well, he signed up for this. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He signed up to play basketball. We just wanted to be comedians. You don't get to comment on, like, so I think that in the future, that people will really cherish.
I mean, it's crazy. Did you watch? Did you watch the basketball players thing on Netflix?
No, I don't care about the Real Housewives of NBA players.
Oh no, it's the NBA players.
I know, it's like they follow 5 of them. I watched it with the football thing.
The tight ends or the quarterbacks?
It was the quarterbacks, and I hated it.
Oh, for real?
Because I love football. Just show me their process. I don't want to see his like man cave.
Okay.
And then his hot wife being like, well, when we first, I don't care about her.
You bring up a very valid point. Sometimes the entertainer overwhelms the art, and the entertainer becomes bigger than the art. And the challenge is, it's like we didn't need to know everything about Frank Sinatra, and it's better that we didn't.
Right.
Or Bjork. You know,
all of them.
All of them. They kept the separation between church and state so different. And in our generation, we didn't, because that was the way to sell tickets. I mean,
you know what's great about you?
What?
I love your comedy, when I watch you, if as an audience member, I think, I want to be like that guy. He's fun, and people want to be around him. I don't need to party with you, but I want to be with a guy like you, or I want to be a guy like you. I watch you, I want to be like that guy.
It's funny.
I don't care how much your fucking watch cost. I don't need a tour of your giant home. Yeah. I don't need to see your tour bus. I just go, I like that guy, and he makes me laugh.
Yeah.
We don't need to see Kirk Cousins' stupid wife. I don't care.
Hang on. So then I'm different than you, because I love Kirk Cousins' wife.
Yeah.
I love they're Christian. I like
that part, for sure.
But
he plays football.
See, Jeff,
he's not very exciting.
I'm very different than you.
Around the house.
I love your stand-up. I love your new special, The Last Cowboy in L.A.
Thank you very much.
I love your brain. I love the way you think. I really do. You said something on Rogan the other day about genitals, and if we didn't care what genitals we have, why do we care for which ones we cut off or what? You really are a very, very intelligent dude, and I've always loved you. You know I've always loved you. Yeah. But I'm different in that I want to voyeur into people's lives.
Okay.
I remember texting Sebastian I remember texting Whitney. This is a perfect example. Whitney was on vacation in like the Canary Islands or some shit. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And she had like 2 stories.
Whitney Houston? Who are we talking about?
Cummings.
Okay.
And so I DM'd her. I texted her and I was like, yo, more videos. This is beautiful. I want to see. I kind of want to go there. This is gorgeous. So I like looking into people's lives. Like the best thing about the starting 5 with LeBron in it.
Yeah.
Christmas Day, he has all his kids and his wife and him in matching pajamas. Now, Bronny is a grown man.
Yeah.
And he's putting on his dad's pajamas to open his present. He's a grown man. He's in the NBA and he's opening presents at Christmas. And I just was like, God, that's fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like, and then I read into it. And that's where my brain likes to be, is to try to break down what am I watching. And I go, I wonder if Bronny and LeBron there's a father-son, but LeBron's so young at heart. I wonder if they're almost like brothers a little bit. So now they're playing together.
It's got a brotherly vibe to it.
Yeah, it's got a brotherly vibe.
Soon you're I'm trying to think who said it, but a man doesn't become a man till his father dies. and it doesn't have to be a literal death. Yeah. But it can be like, oh, I don't need you no more, or like I'm not relying on this anymore. So it's kind of like that's when you become a man. Yeah, he's alive still.
I think you would have a great relationship with your dad.
I don't. No, it's not great. But because of that, I have a great relationship with other people that have become like dads.
Like Terry.
But yeah, a lot of guys. They just like other people that stepped up and like we're very cool moms and fathers and brothers and sisters. The thing about the Bronny thing, I'm trying to find a way to articulate this. I believe, and this is just maybe where we're different, I think that moment of having to put on pajamas and look at my dad and go, I can't believe we're doing this shit. It is such a special thing that LeBron should be going, I had to watch my son look at me like, are we putting these fucking pajamas on? It's not for Bert to watch. Yeah. It's not for Jeff Dye to watch. It's special. That's what makes life good, is these like things that are just yours, like, why do people not want their wife or husband to go whore around? Because it's just for them. Yeah. It's something that's special and intimate and just for them. And so I completely lose interest in that moment because they got a cameraman in their living room on Christmas.
They got mic'd up.
They got mic'd up before.
Like, that's my favorite part of this.
It just completely ruins it for me.
They got mic'd up. There was a man who walked up and he said, hey, my name's Daryl. I'm going to put a mic on you. Is it okay if I reach up your shirt? And Bronny was like, yeah. I love that. But okay, then what?
Like I would if I ever get married, I don't need to do my wedding vows in front of an audience of peers. That's for us. Really? Like, I think privacy is very important. Yeah. And I think intimacy is intimate when it's just between you and the person that you're having the thing with.
So is social media a necessary evil for you?
Yeah, but also I don't hate social media. I use it for all the positives. I think it's great. We agree on a lot of things. I think that the reason you love fame is because not fame, it's love. You're getting love.
I love getting love.
You're being received. And
I was walking to work today. UPS driver stopped the truck. Bert, I fucking love you, man.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, ride or die. And he just took off. I go, who doesn't want that?
Of course. And you're not jaded by it. Yeah. You still appreciate it. And, you've been famous for a long time now, and you're not rolling your eyes at the UPS guy going, I need privacy like these pussy actors in Los Angeles. You actually love it. And I like that about you. Yeah. But I think that it's not the fame. It's that you want people to love you. And that's good.
I want to be loved.
I think that's healthy.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's healthy.
I want to just, first of all, I want to thank everyone who sees me in public that says, dude, your shoulders look great. Now, I know I put that out in the universe, but I got to tell you, it's these shirts from True Classic. These shirts make me look so jacked. I swear to God, when I put them on, you can see definition from my shoulder to my arm. And it's not me. My body, when I'm shirtless, I don't see it. But for whatever reason, these shirts are designed to highlight your best features with a perfect fit. Snug in the arms, the chest, the shoulders, and bro, the right amount of room in the midsection. They are the perfect shirt. And I always looked at like guys like Keanu Reeves and like Kiefer Sutherland as guys that could wear jeans and just a t-shirt. And I was like, I wish I was that guy. Bro, with True Classics t-shirts, you can be that guy. Their t-shirts, hoodies, and jeans come in packs of 3, 6, and 9, okay? The more you bundle, the more you save. Here's the winter must-haves. They've got long sleeve Henleys, fleece hoodies, jeans, button-ups, joggers, and more. Free shipping on all orders, 100% perfect fit guarantee with easy returns. Start off the new year with clothes that actually fit right. Just go to my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/Bertcast to save. That's trueclassic.com/Bertcast. Shop now and elevate your wardrobe today. Trust me, you'll look jacked. This podcast is brought to you by Helix. I want to say I have been sleeping insanely. My recovery for the new year has been through the roof, in the green every time, and it is because of my mattress. I have the best soft feel mattress in the world. It is the Helix Sunset Luxe. How do I know that? Because I went to Helix and I took their sleep quiz. I would buy mattresses before just willy-nilly. I'd go into the store, lay on a couple and be like, I guess that's the one I like. It's so crazy. It's like going to buy a car and just looking at them and not taking it for a real test drive. Every time I get in that bed, I know I'm out like a light. I sleep so good that I think if people saw me sleep, they'd be jealous. And they send the mattress right to your house. You can set it up in literally 2 minutes. As long as it took me to take the sleep quiz is how long it takes to set up the mattress. And here's the deal. Give yourself the best night's sleep. You deserve it. Get 25% off site-wide plus 2 free dream pillows with your mattress purchase. Go to helixsleep.com/Bert for 25% off site-wide plus 2 free dream pillows with your mattress purchase. That's helixsleep.com/Bert for 25% off site-wide plus 2 free dream pillows with mattress purchase. helixsleep.com/Bert. Good night.
But I guess where we're different is that like I don't think it's for me to see the every corner of someone's life.
Is there someone that you wouldn't mind seeing more of? Is there like a celebrity that you go, I'm just fascinated by that person?
I'm fascinated by a lot of famous people.
Like who?
I love Elvis. I love John Wayne.
But how great is the moment in the Elvis documentary when he's in the car and he's like, hey, remember that girl that sucked my dick in Tupelo? and they're like, Elvis, we got a camera. And he goes, hey, just take that out, would you, baby?
Yeah, he's a crazy person.
And Elvis, I'm obsessed with Elvis.
Do you know about...
Did you watch the documentary on him on Netflix?
I haven't, but I've read everything about him. It must be a new documentary.
It's brand new. It's about his
I didn't even know there was one.
His comeback special.
Did you see, there's a great book called Elvis and Nixon. Did you see it?
Yes. I saw the movie remake of it and they made it in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Or no, I think it was a documentary.
Really?
I think.
For anybody listening that hasn't seen it, basically, Elvis was a gun nut and wanted to be able to have guns everywhere, including airplanes. He was a crazy person. And they knew the only way he could do that was to, become one of the people... What is it called?
Deputized.
What's the people on an airplane that...
a marshal.
A marshal.
Yeah,
so if he could become a marshal, then he could get a gun. And he knew Nixon could do that. Now, this might break everyone's brain, that politics and entertainment never overlapped back then. It wasn't...
Whereas they're kissing cousins now.
Yeah, and now, you've got Meg the Stallion twerking her pussy for Kamala Harris's campaign trail. It's insane. But that wasn't a thing. So when these guys go, hey, Elvis has been waiting at a hotel across the street for a week to meet you. Nixon's like, I'm not going to meet with Elvis. And so Elvis just waited him out. And basically these young guys had an idea, like the first publicity stunt, if you will. We're like, just give him 5 minutes. And he's like, fine. So he gives him 5 minutes. And Elvis is so charming and he is so the it factor of entertainment that he's won over by Elvis. He's like mesmerized by him. Nixon and them couldn't be, they're the yin to the yang. One is like a conservative, old, grumpy, hates young people, and one is like the Bieber of his time.
Yeah, but wasn't Elvis also telling him, I'm not all about these drugs, baby?
Well, what happened was Elvis wore a cape and looked like a crazy person and was hungover, probably drunk at the time also.
On pills.
But then he was like, he kind of got in Nixon's ear, the way I remember it in the book was, by being like, these European, like the Beatles, the Monkees, they're all trying to take our girls. They're trying to ruin our country. And Nixon's like, yes, that's right. They're these commies, and so he kind of got in his ear that way. But then Elvis did like the kata for him, did like a whole karate. They ended up meeting with each other for, over an hour. And he did make him a marshal, which is insane. But you should read the book. It's the 1 hour of Elvis colliding with Nixon is the most bizarre hour ever, but it's also just this great human bridge of being like, that's a crazy person who's really exciting on that side.
Yeah.
And Nixon's a crazy person who's on this side. And it's a beautiful marriage of
kind of what happened. I mean, I never thought in a million years that Trump was going to do Rogan.
Oh, really?
Never.
Really?
Yeah, I know Joe.
Yeah.
I knew Joe's talked about it for a long time. Said he's not going to have him on. Long time. And then
Joe told me a thing that I thought Joe told everybody. So I went around telling it because I figure anything Joe's told me, he's said on a podcast or something. Long time ago, he was like, I'd have him. And I was like, well, then you should have him. And this is a long time ago. And he goes, well, what happens is they want to know what I'm going to ask them.
Oh, maybe I'm misremembering it.
And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to have to sit there and read the questions. He just wants to have a conversation. And if they're willing to just have a conversation, he'll do it.
Yeah.
And that's probably why Obama didn't come on. Probably why Biden didn't come on.
Well,
probably
Obama
why
went on
Kamala
Mark
didn't.
Maron.
Yeah, we went to that cat-infested house, and that's what I think's so great, is that, like, Mark Maron's still, like, the most grumpy, miserable fuck in our industry, and he had everything.
He still has everything.
Yeah, he has everything. He can't be happy.
He has a gorgeous house.
He just can't be happy. The president went to your shitty garage, and you're still miserable. You go to the Comedy Store, everyone falls in love with themselves to talk to you, and you're still mad. What's it gonna take for?
I think it's a disposition thing. I love Mark, and we all love Mark.
It's risky to bring him up.
No, he's trashed me, and then we had to have a conversation about it. Yeah. And I want to have Mark on the podcast to talk about it because it was supposedly a misunderstanding. He was talking about another comedian, but you know how the internet goes. As soon as a comic says anything negative about another comic, then everyone.
Well, in your world, I can say anything I want. No one cares about me. Also,
people care about you. I got lit up when you said something about me.
Well, not lit up.
I got a bunch of people text me, and they're like,
because they love you, and they were hoping you would dunk on me.
No, I'm not gonna. I would never.
But I love you. Yeah, exactly.
I kind of stand by my statement.
Sure.
I believe
that's great.
I believe you got to fix yourself first.
I agree with, if that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I was
agree.
also drunk.
And also, if you were trying to be funny, then that's all erased.
I was trying to be funny with Tommy and just be like, well, we also launched a vodka. So I'm like, what am I going to tell people to quit drinking? Right. You know, I want to find an angle. It's like, listen, the most viral thing I've ever probably done is the I'll never quit drinking. I'm always going to stay healthy enough.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Yeah, I love it. It jacks me up, fires me up.
Yeah, but I did that just the same way I did the other thing where I just asked a question and I replied. I didn't think about it. I hadn't written it. And so Tommy was just like, you know, I forgot what he was saying, but I was just thinking about it. And I was like, it's not the alcohol, it's the person.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. However, substances are very tricky.
Oh, no. AA is very tricky.
Yes.
I went to one meeting one time and it was like, I was like, I'll talk because I like talking, you know. I'm sure you probably identify with that part of the meeting.
Yeah, I never showed up.
Yeah. And I went to talk and the person in front of me was like, actually, can I go? And I was like, yeah. And it was like a trans woman. Okay. Right?
No idea.
And so he was like, I've had a rough day. I'm really thinking about using. I woke up this morning, I sucked my landlord's dick, and then I lit his car on fire. And I was like, okay, I can't follow that. Like, as a comic, I can't follow that.
You did that sober.
I'm just trying to lose weight. Like, what the fuck? He did that sober.
Maybe
like, and then I got done, and there's like, this guy was like, hey, keep coming back. And I was like, I don't think so, man.
Yeah.
And so,
well, I think the point I was trying to make about your statement was just that one, like, because everyone was like, oh, you don't get how comedy works? I was like, I didn't see a joke. I didn't hear a joke.
I didn't read anything. I heard what you said, but I know you. Yeah. So if I had a problem, I would have texted you.
Right. I was
like, man, I also said on another podcast, maybe the same one, that I don't believe in death. And I didn't realize how triggering that was to someone who just lost someone.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Is like, here's where my brain immediately went. My Jeff Dye brain went. Well, there's probably a guy somewhere in Iowa that doesn't have Bert's life or temperament or confidence or talent or family or support system or bank account or anything, who's like, yeah, Bert's right. And then he just knocks down a thing of scotch at his work and then punches his wife. And then he's like, I'm here for the party, baby. Takes his shirt off. And it's not cute when he does it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
but that guy needs therapy.
I know, but you giving advice
about not drinking.
But you're Bert Kreischer. Like,
but I wasn't.
That's what I was trying to say on Rogan. Patrice tries to give advice to these guys, and he's Patrice. He forgets he's Patrice. But the advice is totally different.
You got to remember, I knew Patrice before he was Patrice.
Right.
And he still gave that same fucking advice when he wasn't Patrice.
No, but he wasn't famous.
He wasn't famous
but
at all.
But he was still Patrice. He's one of a kind.
No, hang on. I think the lure of Patrice, and I think we can all say this, everyone who knew him, well,
I didn't know him well. I had like 7 interactions with him.
I knew him pretty well. We lived in Scotland together for a month.
Wow.
And so, but people forget, Patrice got banned at a lot of clubs. Yeah. He bombed a lot. Meaning, if he felt it that it wasn't maybe what he wanted, he'd burn it to the ground on
100%.
purpose.
A lot of geniuses do that.
And so, and he was also extremely cruel, like to everyone. Yeah. I mean, like, so, but here's the other thing is that, man, when Patrice, he thought better than a lot of us. He just thought different. And when you got Patrice killing on stage, when he was in the moment, when he was in his zone, dude, he was just undeniable. And he thought really smart. Like he thought smart. I said the same thing about you. He had your brain of thinking smart. It didn't have to be about comedy. You know, Brian Simpson has that same thing. Chappelle's got it. Like they just think intelligently. But Patrice gave irresponsible advice
all the time.
A lot.
Yeah. And when I told that story on Rogan about Patrice, if you guys go watch me on that.
What was the story? Because I listened to the episode.
And I was trying to remember the way Patrice said it, because I don't remember word for word because I was drunk. But I just remember being at the cellar, and I'm stressed about this girl that's literally across the street in my apartment who we're going through a whole thing. She had to have like an ectopic pregnancy, which is basically a forced abortion, and like she's mad at me and I didn't do anything, but like it's just stressful, you know, hormones are raging and I'm all, you know. And so then Patrice's advice was like, nah, here's what you do. I see the way people look at you around here. You're a good looking kid, all right, you know. You find some bitch tonight and you forget about all that back there. You drink, you have some good time, you whatever, and then when the time comes, you bring her back to your apartment. You know, you say, this is how it's going to be. Okay, you got a problem with this? And I go, this is the worst advice I've ever, like, to his face. I go, this is the worst advice I've ever been given.
And you know, that was 100% what he would do.
What he would do. And it might work for the type heartbeat. Those aren't the gals I hang out with.
I remember him breaking down, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know if this was in a special or not, but I remember we were with his chick and he was breaking it down whether or not he should allow her to sit on the couch. And I was like, huh?
I'm just, there's different worlds. There's different people. There's different. You can handle your booze. I've watched it. It's great.
I always got to be honest with you. And I know you're not supposed to do this with people that are in recovery, but like, you know, none of us thought you had a problem.
Yeah, I feel like.
None of us. When you got sober, Santino was like, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, what? That's not the guy. And I remember Dave Williamson going, man, if he's got a problem, I got a fucking problem. Like, we've all got problems if you have a problem.
Well, the people didn't wake up in between my ears, you know?
That's the thing that I will say that, like, man, if you're not having fun with it, don't fucking do it.
Right.
Like, life's only about fun. Life's too short to be doing something just because it's a habit.
Well, there's nothing more fun than being drunk with your buddies and doing shots and all that stuff. That's the life. That's a very fun lifestyle, and I do miss that at times. But what I had to get to the core of, like you were trying to say, is that like this is, you know, that you are the problem and not the booze. Is I was looking for connection. You know, I'm just a little kid, dude. That wanted his parents to love him. I wanted friends at school. I would make friends with fucking anyone, from Ben Wheeler, like the lowest of the hierarchy in my school, all the way up to Anthony Medina, who's the coolest. I just wanted someone to say, hey, want to hang out? Let's be friends. I was looking for connection. I used alcohol to get that connection. And once I realized that I didn't need the alcohol for that, people were like, I'll hang out. You don't have to take us to the chimney sweep and get us drunk, Jeff. We love you. And it was like this healing of like, oh, so I don't have to spend all this money, and I don't have to like drunk drive every night, and I don't have to like, you know, be sad in the morning, because there's a chemical imbalance. Like I'll wake up in the morning like just depressed when I was drinking.
By the way, everyone does a little bit.
Yeah, and I was like, but I don't want this no more.
Yeah.
And so if I could have all the connection, maybe sometimes even better connection, and my career is better, and my hair is growing better, my skin is better, my dick works again. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The only thing I heard out of all that was you said to someone, you go, my skin looks great.
Yeah.
And I was like, because when I quit drinking, I did do a shoot for Netflix, and they were doing hair and makeup, and it was the same lady that's always done my hair and makeup. And she goes, "Your skin looks amazing." And I went, "Oh, are you serious?" Because you see those old alcoholics that are sitting at an airport bar and their skin looks like shit.
Oh, those are all my heroes, by the way. Tom Waits, fucking John Wayne. They all just look like a catcher's mitt, you know?
I was with one in Tallahassee drinking at the airport bar, and the guy was like, "Hey, you're the only one out there telling the truth." And I was like, "Really?" And I guess someone told him I'm a comedian. He's like, "You keep doing what you're doing. God damn, let me buy him a drink." And I was like, maybe I'll quit. You look rough, man. You look really rough.
Yeah, but that's a cool guy. And that's, again, that story right there, just him wanting to connect.
Yeah.
That's his way of connecting with you. And after the show, people buying you shots, that's just them trying to connect. They just love you.
And it's a quick way. It's a quick transaction.
Yeah.
Can I buy you a drink? And it doesn't cost much out of their pocket.
Yeah, you don't want to reject their friendship. You don't want to reject I totally get that. So now I give them a hug. I fucking hang out with them. I say, listen, you don't got to buy me nothing. I'm here for you. I got you. Let's whatever you want.
Life can be unpredictable, but securing your family's financial future doesn't have to be. That's where Fabric by Gerber Life comes in perfectly. Fabric offers modern, flexible term life insurance designed to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're planning for the future or you just want a little extra peace of mind, Fabric makes protecting what matters the most simple and stress-free. Fabric by Gerber Life is term life insurance you can get done right from your couch, all online, and on your schedule. You can be covered in under 10 minutes with no health exam required. If you've got kids, and especially if you're young and healthy, the time to lock in low rates is right now. Even if you have life insurance through your employer, it may not offer enough protection for your family, and it may not follow you if you leave your job. Fabric has flexible, high-quality policies that fit your family and your budget, like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. Dude, this is a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. I did it when I was young. I did it when I was 33. And brother, I'm so glad I did it, because I know that God forbid something happens to me, and something will one day happen to me. I could laugh about it because I don't have to worry about it because my family's taken care of. Join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/Bertcast. That's meetfabric.com/Bertcast, MEET, fabric.com/Bertcast. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company. Not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. This show is sponsored by Mando. Mando's whole body deodorant. It's safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, balls, thighs, folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, feet. Everywhere you stink, you can put this stuff. It's created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor up to 72 hours. That's what, listen, I told you guys, I'm not a big shower, okay? But I bust a workout and I still smell good. 12 hours after a shower, the average man's grundle odor level was a 5 out of 10. Mine's a 10. I'll tell you that right now. But with Mando, the average grundle odor is a 0 out of 10. And I check my grundle and it is awesome. You know who else checks my grundle? My wife. And she has never given a complaint. She actually loves their deodorant wipes because Leanne a lot of times will do drop squad and she doesn't sweat like me. You know, I'm not saying that women don't sweat like men, but she doesn't sweat like me. She'll take those deodorant wipes, wipe down, come to the office, and then take a shower when she gets home. I'm telling you, you got to try Mando's starter pack. It's perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash or the deodorant wipes. I would get the deodorant wipes. But my wife swears by them, and free shipping. As a special offer to our listeners, new customers get $5 off starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Just use code BERTCAST at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. What was the first sober sex like?
Oh, gosh. I have a joke about it where I was
For
like,
real?
Yeah, I go, you guys ever had
By the way, hang on real quick. My favorite joke in your special is like, it's for your Rogan appearance was so good. Immediately they play the trailer at the end and I go, oh shit, it's out now. So I go in and I watch I got 109 days sober and everyone goes crazy. You go court appointed.
yeah, exactly. Daddy crashed some cars. You know?
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
So the joke is I go, have you guys ever had sober sex? Which just that question strikes the audience as like, of course we have. I never.
Never.
I've never had sober sex.
I have had it now, but all the way up until, I mean, even married, I think maybe I had some sober
I was always
sex.
buzzed or so. I had at least
Always
a
was
couple
something.
whiskeys
Yeah.
or something. I actually thought at like age 26, like my dick didn't work. Like I was like, oh, I got to start using Blue Chew or Viagra. It's no, Jeff, it's the gallon of whiskey you drink every day. Your tolerance is so high. But I didn't even put the two together. So I'm crushing whiskey all night and then popping like Blue Chews. I'm surprised my heart didn't explode. But anyways, I go, do you guys ever had sober sex? And then I'm like, I had sober sex the other night. I was like, this is actually kind of gross.
It's super uncomfortable.
I can't believe we're doing this. You know?
It's really aggressive.
I'm in you. Like the idea of it is barbaric. You know?
It's crazy that people do it all the time.
She has like this weird wound. I have this weird thing, and I put it in there. Like when you start thinking about it, you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I was just doing this with anyone. I can't believe this.
I can't believe I can't imagine having sex with someone not my wife. Or number one, I can't imagine having sex with someone not my wife for real. And then I could never do it sober.
Yeah. Oh.
Like I could never be like, hi.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the mask off. I'm just Bert now.
That's weird. Yeah.
Oh.
And the joke, I'm like, yeah, I'm just talking too much. I was overstimulated with sober sex. I was just like, thank you so much. She's like, don't thank me. I'm like, cool titties. She's like, don't say cool titties.
I don't want this to end. Can we do this again soon?
Yeah. I'm
cool
going
titties.
over everything. Well, this is really
Cool
wild.
titties.
Wow, I'm in you.
I really like your nipples.
Yeah.
Do you like my nipples?
It was like that. It's just really strange.
Did you do it with the lights on?
Yeah, might as well been. Yeah, yeah, it was crazy.
God, that's fucking wild. So wait, how long has it been?
A year and 4 weeks.
And you're done. You can drink if you wanted.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not really court ordered.
Oh, okay.
That was just a funny way to get into
good.
it. Yeah. The court ordered part, I guess it probably was court ordered in the beginning, but I had made the decision. So what happened was, I crashed my car. I had this whole thing, and I was actually just dealing with it for a few days in my own privacy. You know?
Well, that was you got.
And then my ex put it on her podcast.
Oh, this fucking.
And then because she put it on the podcast, that made it, everybody gets to comment on my DUI. Now it's in all the tabloids. Now it's in People Magazine. Not because me, I'm not famous enough. No one cared that I crashed my car. But because she wanted to dunk on me and make me look like the biggest loser in the world. And my buddy Josh, God bless his heart, man, really, what a great guy. Josh Nelson, great comedian from San Diego, opens for me. He's awesome. He knew it happened before I did. He heard the podcast and got like some text or something that she trashed me on this podcast. And he drove up and he was just at my house. He's like, what's up, dude? What are you doing today? Let's hang out. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
Hey.
Then I realized, once I checked my computer, like everyone is talking about how she was like, I didn't even know why I was going to cough. At least she just really broke my heart.
And listen, Ella, we'll edit whatever you don't want.
No, you sure? Yeah, I'm open.
But I know that you really like this chick, and you were going back to
foolishly.
You really liked her, which really sucks when you put yourself out there and you think you got someone to trust, and then they see you as a commodity.
Right.
They see you as I was nothing. You know what you were? You were a dash and a talking point on a podcast.
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking.
Worse than that, because
you know what? Can I tell you that? Can I tell you, as someone who has been trashed by comics, by and it's happened. That's the hard part to swallow. Is you go, so this is gonna sound weird, but I go, so if I didn't get successful, you'd still like me, like, because now that I'm successful, I'm no longer someone you can talk to. I'm just someone you can trash because it can make you money. Like that's where I identified with what you went through. Yeah, so I go, that was bullshit.
Let me tell you one good. I have plenty of flaws. I'm a flawed man like anyone else. But one of my strong suits is that I only care about the person. So when Chris D'Elia went through his shit, I'm ride or die with Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, you were just at his Thanksgiving party.
I don't care. I love him. And he's a great man. And he's been canceled, which is humiliating. He's become a father. And he's a great man. You will never see, if it turns out you crashed your car and got some DUI and everyone thinks you're a loser and all these, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm right down the road, dude. If you need to fucking sit by me and drink, I got you. Like you'll always have that with me as far as in life. That's one of my strong suits. That's kind of like what I provide as Jeff Dye. Similar to her, my ex. I keep calling her my ex. She wasn't even my girlfriend. Listen, she wasn't. I would have loved to be her boyfriend. She didn't want me to be. I was some fucking distraction. But she was going through a messy divorce. She confided in me many secrets. She had plenty of moments that when I'm going to a nice restaurant or when I'm coming from the airport and they're trying to get like sound clips for me, like, hey, you're with Christian Cavallari. And I didn't say anything. Was very nice to her. I didn't divulge any of her secrets. I didn't divulge any opinions. I didn't say the things that are very, very tabloidian. I protected her. I protected her privacy. And then the second she had an opportunity to maybe not speak about me, she used it as just a hash mark on her podcast. And I take responsibility that I drunk and drove and that I had a drinking problem and that I need to get my life in order and that I'm a piece of shit for doing that. But I didn't deserve all that.
You didn't deserve. You could have. You know what you could have used as a friend in that moment.
100%. That was an opportunity. Josh Nelson saw it as an opportunity. I'm going to be there for him.
Yeah.
She saw it as an opportunity. Like, what a loser! Get your shit together. He sucks, and I'm going to make it everyone's business that doesn't even know who he is. Yeah. And then the other thing that sucked about it is that. Well, there are lots of things sucked about it, but like imagine being able to hear your ex. I don't know if it doesn't really, you have a great marriage, but imagine if you could hear how your ex talks about you in private. Like that's really what it was. It was less about my DUI and all my bullshit and anyone else hearing it. More about she knows that I know who she's talking about because she's like, I didn't say your name. But here's the thing. I know you're talking about me and that's how you talk about me. Like literally to be like, I don't even know why I agreed to go to coffee with him. Like I hadn't even seen him in forever. Like to just hear the disdain she had for someone that was in her life for at least a moment in time. Like I just couldn't, like it was literally, it shook me to my foundation, like in every part of me. And so I was like, you know what, fuck her. And like, I don't deserve that. And I'm not going to put up with that. It's just, it was dog shit.
It's funny because you are, I mean, inarguably in a much better place today than you were then.
100%, yeah.
And it's crazy that, you know, I was just at Tallahassee and I was saying that, you know, like I ask, everyone's always going, how did you get into comedy? What happened? Like, did people tell you should be funny? And I said, you know, I had a chick that I dated cheated on me with my best friend and it just destroyed me.
Wow.
If you were ever going to pinpoint when I started drinking, like when it was a little bit of a mask of like I was the fucking town cuck. Everyone knew.
Yeah,
what
it's
had
a
happened
terrible
to me.
feeling. Yeah.
Oh, and to mask those feelings, the tears of a clowner, I guess you'd say, I started partying and just going out and having a good time, and you couldn't see that I was hurt. I wasn't hurt. And then as I slowly got over it, in a weird way, and this all ponied up to when I met the Russian mafia. That happened while I was in Russia. I got cheated on. Yeah. And so I partied with these guys, and when I came home, I was like, you know, going back to regular college Bert. And then this happened and I just continued party Europe Bert. Yeah. And I was like,
why don't you call yourself real Van Wilder?
Because I'm not.
What do you mean?
I'm not. I had nothing to do with that fucking movie.
I know you didn't.
Yeah.
But that is the idea.
That is the idea, yeah. But
it's.
Can I tell you in a weird way, and I'm curious how you read into this, I want to meet Ryan Reynolds. I think he's cool as shit. Yeah. But I don't ever want him to know that was who I was. I want him to be like, dude, you're a great comic. Yeah. And then go, awesome. I bet
he also knows.
I also said.
Also, you know, Ryan Reynolds isn't Van Wilder either.
Yeah, no.
He's just an actor. He's just some actor. He's not cool.
You don't think Ryan Reynolds is cool?
I think he's a great actor, but he's not. We pretend that these guys are actually these things.
But that's the
actors,
thing. That's
Bert.
the thing, Jeff.
These liberal cucks pretend like they hate guns and they go on this like pro thing. You know why we like guns? Because you actors put them in every fucking movie, shooting the bad guys and blowing things up and shooting your little gay bow and arrows.
There's no way Ryan Reynolds is anti-guns. There's no way.
You glamorized all of it and then you hide behind your Canadian bullshit and go, oh yeah, but we want peace and love. You don't. You're full of shit. The actors are all pretending to be things you love. So you're Van Wilder. He's an actor who pretended to be a hotter version of you. No offense.
No, much hotter. I was pretty good looking back then. I also wanted to be bigger than that movie. Like I was like, I want to be.
You are. You won.
I think I maybe. I'm
you
close.
won, dude.
I'm close. Can I tell you in defense of you getting a DUI in the morning? I had a joke on Secret Time that was that to a T. I was like, do you remember when you were a kid and they were like, oh my God, Jennifer Stevens' mom is drunk dropping her off at school. And you're like, how does that happen? And then you become a parent and you're like, oh, I know how that happens.
100%.
Yeah, it is it almost should be less of a DUI because you didn't, like, you're like, no, I definitely slept for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I was not, it wasn't like I had a drink and got in the car. It's just in my blood.
Scientifically a DUI.
Yeah, scientifically it's a DUI, but this is it's like...
It wasn't like, it wasn't like grind dancing on the cop car.
What are we going to call jerking off to porn cheating now? Come on.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, yeah. It was a weird thing. I know a lot of like housewives that they'll do like Xanax and then drink wine and stuff, and that'll stay in your system so long.
So long.
Yeah.
That's the one thing, the one thing I will not make a joke about. Listen to me. Do not mix pills and alcohol. Especially don't mix alcohol then pills. That's how you die. If anyone's listening, that's how you die. These are the things I care about.
That's what I did.
For real?
Swear to you. Because, and I said this on Corolla, but what I would do is I was just a drunk and my friends were doing like party drugs. So they're up all night on coke and I'm upstairs asleep hearing them having fun in my house and being like, man, I'm really missing out.
Yeah.
You know, I think you can identify with that. I'm like, I
got diagnosed by a therapist for having FOMO.
Really? Yeah, no, that
FOMO.
was... I was literally going, I want to be down there with them. Yeah. And I'm up here because I just need to pass out. And so my buddy told me, I won't say his name, he was like, well, if you just pop these, like while we're drinking, you'll stay up. And so I just kept taking these Adderalls like while I'm drinking.
Dude.
One time I ate one, I think it was actually maybe the night I got my DUI. I ate it off the floor. I dropped it on the floor of the chimney sweep. And so I was like, anybody watching this would be like, what is that guy doing? Like I literally took it off the ground and and then drank whiskey. It was just terrible.
Dude, those Adderalls are dangerous. My favorite moment. I'm a big fan, and I hope you like this guy, but I'm a big fan of Dave Portnoy's. I love Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, I like real dudes. That's a real dude.
He's a very real dude. Yeah. He's so real it doesn't make sense.
It's unapologetic.
But I loved when he went on Rogan, just real talk, and he was like, yeah, I was eating like 13 Adderalls a day.
Yeah.
And Rogan's like, wait, what? And Joe is such a he really doesn't know anything about drugs, even though he smokes weed. Mm-hmm. Never eaten pills. Never had a fucking coke. Never done anything. He's done mushrooms, DMT, and weed. Yeah, maybe acid once. Yeah, but he was like, "Are those strong?" And I'm listening on the other side, going, "Fuck yeah!" No wonder they grew barstool.
I've known some people that have taken that many or taken that many. And it's because they wanted to die that night.
Dude, one Adderall will keep you up. Well, I took something similar to that for a period of time, and one was like you were good for the day.
Yeah,
you were good for the fucking day.
It's like legal cocaine, I guess.
God, and then there's no better feeling than not trying to drink it away.
Yeah, I love getting stuff done, and so like an Adderall, I was like all of a sudden my sock drawer's organized, my whole house is clean, and I'm like, this drug's the best.
And you have wild ideas.
Yeah.
Like why? I remember during that period I would take they weren't called Adderall, they were like fen something. It was the second part of fen. Okay. Whatever fen was. Fen, do you remember fen?
No, I don't remember.
So fen was this miracle drug. It was one was like a Prozac and one was a speed, was like Adderall. So it was like Prozac and Adderall mixed together in a cocktail. Mm. And what it was doing was giving people heart valve problems because the two medications were combining it. Now you could take either of them separately and they'd both be effective. But the second fen, yeah, that's it. Phentermine. That's what I was taking. And it was just speed.
Right.
And I would write.
But they put a science name on it.
Yeah, it's just speed. Yeah. Black beauties, whatever you want to call them. Like whatever you want to call them on the street. And you can buy them at Hers.
Wild.
Oh, that's semaglutide. But I would not eat. I would be fucking not touch food. I would drink coffee on it. Drink tons of water, and I would write crazy pitch ideas.
Yeah.
I remember I went into fucking Spike TV after a binge of these Phenterines, and they're like, what ideas do you have? And I was like, it's a TV show called Can I Kidnap Your Kid? And they're like, what? And I go, no, here's the deal. And I just wired. And poor Sharon, I forget her last name, just sat across from me going, you want to try to kidnap my kid? And I go, it's a game show. Give me a second. So you can't change anything. I just got to see if I can kidnap your kid. If I kidnap your kid, great. He goes to Disney World with grandma. They're going to have fun. Now, you got to negotiate the safe release of your child. So you need to acquire $1,000 million. You need to are you going to do the drop? Are you going to call the police? And then if you can negotiate the safe release of your child, boom, you win $1 million. And she's like, do you have any other ideas?
Yeah, she's like, what are you talking about?
I was like,
you're like, all right, how about this? We put 20 monkeys in a house, and they're like, what are you talking about?
All right, we put a backpack with $20,000 on John Jones' back, okay? And then 20 of us go into the cage, and we see if we can get it off his back.
We go to Epstein Island. The girls don't know they're being filmed. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
Dude, that shit is...
Can't put this on Spike. What do you mean?
Oh, God.
Kidnap. What was the kidnap show called? Was that a real pitch?
Can I kidnap your car?
Can I kidnap your?
I had another one called Black versus White. Let's find out who the superior race is. So it was a competition show, me and Warren Sapp.
Oh, nice.
And so first episode was all about churches.
Yeah.
So we go to all these non-denominational different ethnicities churches. And then we go to the black church and we go to the white church.
Oh, black church wins for sure.
Obviously. But
we might get them in some other categories, but black church wins for sure.
And then Warren Sapp and I go up and we hold a sermon, and based on what we've learned and accrue it all. And then at the end they go, all right, when it comes to churches, black people are superior.
I like this idea. Well, not superior. I wouldn't use that term. But
so you don't need to use superior.
Black wins. You know, superior might be a little nerve wracking.
No, I used to come up with wild pitch ideas.
I like that. Can I go to the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, go to the bathroom. It's right there. Does Blue Chew work? If you're asking that question, we want you to know that Blue Chew is putting their money where their mouth is by giving you a free month. That is all you need to know. Well, we also need to know Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in chewable form. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. That means no awkward visits to the doctor, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. You just sign up and you get them. And these things are awesome. I'm telling you. You know, I've talked to so many people because, people that do the podcast, that listen to the podcast, support our advertisers. And I've had so many fans be like, dude, 4 p.m. Blue Chew is a game changer. I'm telling you, Blue Chew wants men rock hard. They told me that. That's their mission. And they won't stop until every man's bricked up like a brick house, till every tent is pitched, till every rod is raised. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our audience. Try Blue Chew for free. Just pay $5 shipping at checkout when you visit BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com to receive your first month for free. BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We'd like to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring Bertcast. This show is sponsored by DraftKings. Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs? You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the playoffs, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet on touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly, and now's when you want to be betting, because all these players are incentivized this week to hit their bonuses, whether it's rushing yards, passing yards, or touchdowns. This is the week to bet on touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BERTCAST. That's code BERTCAST for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Why do you still live in LA? He's lighting a cigar, everybody. It's not a dramatic pause.
Because
I was listening to you on Rogan, and I was like, it's a no-brainer for you to live in Austin.
I'm going to live in Texas.
Really?
I'm buying a place in Austin in the next few months.
Really?
Yeah. And I'll keep my place in LA because I just love my home in Los Angeles. Like I've made it my own. I can afford to have both. So like I don't want to really close a chapter here because what if I get to Austin and after like a year I'm like, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I still have the LA home.
Yeah.
But Texas feels like a better fit for me. Like when I go to the Comedy Store, I'm treated like a customer. Like nobody even acknowledges me. People go, "Oh, can I get a picture with you?" And I'll go, "Yeah." And they go, "Are you going on?" I go, "No, I'm not going." I'm like shadow banned from like the Comedy Store, even when I'm there. Yeah. Whereas I went to Mothership and everyone in the green room was like, "What's up, dude?" And like, "Hey, do you mind jumping on a show over here?" Like it just felt like it felt so much more welcoming and way more nice. And like everywhere you go, people are like, hey, I love your comment. Like it just felt nice to get your flowers a little bit. And I felt like Texas felt like that for me. So I'm going to go there.
Yeah, you were so good on Rogan. I mean, it was, you compliment his energy really well.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I mean, he's a great guy. I love him to death.
I like him because, I'll give you an example. I did Harlan Williams' podcast. Harlan is one of my favorite comedians ever. But I don't know what to do with a pun. You know, so like Harlan will hit me with a pun and then I'll just kind of like, I don't know what to do, you know?
I get nervous. So like, do you remember Brendan Walsh?
Yeah, I remember Brendan Walsh.
Brendan Walsh used to have a podcast with another guy. I forget who it was. Mm-hmm. And it was like a character podcast. Like everything was like, it was all sketchy. Mm-hmm. And I remember it's one of the only podcasts I've ever done. If it's not, I can have a real conversation with someone and I can also try to be funny within a real conversation. Yeah. But anything charactery or sketchy, I have a really hard time doing.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I had a hard time with that. Like, honestly, that Caleb Presley, I had said this before, but when I did the Sunday Conversations and that thing that went viral, I was like, I met him in person. And then I know he kind of puts on his character a little bit to do the interview. I get so uncomfortable.
No, I'll tell you exactly why. Because you're the guy. Whenever you're doing that, now you've got to be the Laurel to his Hardy. You've got to be the straight man. You got to, I'll give you an example. I shot the Is It Cake on Netflix. Yeah. And I met the two people I was going to be with. One was like this beautiful, tall black woman who played in the WNBA, who's now a sports reporter. And then this like really sweet guy from like, I don't know, Sweden, some country. Yeah. And he was so nice. And I was like, this is going to be great. It's going to be a great day. And then the second we got into it, he started doing this fucking character. It was like, oh, and I was going, oh, great. Now I got to play along. You know, he's saying all the crazy things and all the extreme things. And I was just going, now like I have to yes and all of his. And that's all it is.
Oh.
Is I only know how to be Jeff. I don't know how to like play along to someone's. I did Kill Tony. It's actually coming on. I don't know when this airs, but when we're taping, this comes on tonight. Kill Tony, but it was from a couple weeks ago when I was in Austin, and I had to sit next to Rick Glassman. And dude, Rick's a talented guy, but it's just nonstop shtick. So I don't know what to do. So I mean, I probably talked twice the whole Kill Tony because I'm just like, I'm in Rick's world, you know, like it's just that character's world, you know.
That's interesting. That is an interesting assessment to Rick. Is you are when you're with Rick, when you're with Rick, you're in Rick's world. Mm-hmm. He's very fucking talented. He's very fucking. His podcast is great.
I've never watched it or heard it.
Oh, it's good, but like we did a podcast with I think Bobby Kelly, and I had a hard
love Bobby Kelly.
I had a really hard time in it. Because, you know, Rick will do the thing and then he'll be like, stop, freeze, no one move, everyone close your eyes, heads on the table. And you're like, wait, what are we doing? Are you the headmaster?
Yeah, what exactly? Yeah, it's like...
That's how his brain operates.
I barely started to understand this world. And now we're in your world, you know? Like it's kind of like some bizarro. He's always pulling candy from someone's ear or putting on a mustache in the middle of a conversation. And I'm going, I feel like a grandpa. Like I'm a pretty old guy, you know? Yeah. Like I don't like... I don't know how to do it.
Not a lot. I mean, yeah, but his podcast is pretty good. Once again, it's his world. Mm-hmm. Like he is very masterful in making that his fucking world.
Right.
But some guys are like that on stage. I think I'm kind of like that a little bit. I'm not a good improv guy. Like I couldn't be on a team with a couple chicks and a fat dude.
You could.
I'd be like, let me just take it from here, guys.
Just launching a material.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting is there was a phase of comedy, like right when I started, where character shit was kind of like everyone had a little bit of an affectation to their voice. Like,
I did it for a little while.
And I mean, even pacing. I mean, we all kind of stole Dane's pacing.
Interesting.
Oh, without a doubt. And I've told this to Dane. I've said it out loud. But like everyone, if you were like, how does this joke work? If you just kind of put Dane's pacing on it, it worked easily.
Interesting.
So you know what I hate when
I noticed people doing that in sketch with Tim Robinson. People are doing Tim Robinson now.
Of course.
Yeah.
I just saw it on a thing, and all anyone said was, dude, you're doing Tim Robinson.
Right. You can see it. Yeah, I see it all the time on Instagram. And that's even, he's so funny that when people rip him off, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Robinson's pretty funny. I was an early adapter to that guy.
Yeah.
I DM'd him probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I saw him in something and I was like, this guy's funny as fuck. Never replied.
Oh, really? I saw him at Coffee Commissary in Burbank.
Yeah.
And you know the sketch, the one, I think it's season 1, episode 1 of I Think You Should Leave on Netflix, when he just has a job interview and he's leaving, but he doesn't want to be embarrassed because he did pull instead of push.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I think you push. And he goes, he's so humiliated. He goes, no, it does both. And the guy's like, oh. He goes, I was here yesterday and it actually goes both ways. And the guy's like, okay. So, but then out of pride, he has to like prove that it pulls.
Yeah.
So he's just pulling the door off of the fucking hinges. So I ran into him the first time I've ever seen him in real life. And we had that interaction. I was pulling on the thing and he was on the other side. And
Are
so,
you serious?
yeah, I swear to God. And so it was a second in time, but then I realized that I was pushing and not pulling. And then I said, hey, man, I'm a huge fan. But in hindsight, I was like, oh, I kind of did the sketch thing a little bit with him with not even knowing. I accidentally pushed when I should have pulled.
That's crazy. I wonder if I would love to ask him, because that thing he does where he plays that character that doesn't get the joke, you know?
It's perfect.
I think, but I wonder when that started for him.
I think he's a genius.
I think he's fucking brilliant.
Because one of the things I like that he does that I've never heard anyone say, so it might be worth saying, is that he makes fun of everyday people's sense of humor. So like, I hate common humor. I love unique humor.
Yeah.
I don't like the everyday thing. Oh, you know what I like about being an uncle? You can give the kids back. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're original for saying that?
No.
Someone forgets their keys at the bank. Well, I'm not going to get far without these. Huh? Like, I hate that shit. And in his sketches, he makes fun of that stuff perfectly. He makes fun of it masterfully as like these like Coen brothers like throwaways. You know, he'll be like, oh, this guy's wearing a hot dog suit. Awkward. You know, he'll like make fun of people's.
Yeah. I never really assessed what he was doing and what I liked. But you're right. It's
perfect.
I get frustrated at.
It's a good cigar, by the way.
It's a really good cigar. It's the Milano V series.
Are you a big cigar guy?
I am.
I'm
I haven't
obsessed.
smoked a lot lately. When I quit drinking, I smoke a lot.
Yeah, me too. Like 3 cigars a night because I'm not drinking. So the addict is still in me.
I like to have a cigar at the end of the night and get in the hot tub and
Oof.
and I love, you know, I'm still a drink guy. Like even when I don't drink, I still am really into drinks.
Right.
So like I love, I got these cups. I don't have them floating around here, but I bought 175 of what are like Mexican restaurant cups.
Oh, nice.
Those red cups that say Coca-Cola on them.
Yeah.
And I love, they're 32 ounces, filling it with ice, get an LMNT, and then really taking my time with it and enjoying a drink.
Yeah, you're a king.
I love iced coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better feeling.
You live like a king.
I feel like I do. Tim Dillon said something really nice to me one time. I said, I was having anxiety. And he goes, why?
Yeah.
He goes, you got everything you ever wanted.
You're
no
good.
one ever thought you'd get this far.
You're good.
He goes, you got all the money. You guys still married. You got a happy marriage. Great kids. No one told you to quit drinking
You're
yet.
good.
He goes, today's the best goddamn day of your life. And I went,
No one's told you to quit drinking yet? Is that what it said?
yeah. I was like,
All your friends are afraid of you and won't be honest.
I remember going to Dr. Drew because everyone told me I was
I'm
an
doing his
alcoholic.
next week. I never met him.
He's
So
awesome.
I'm doing it next
He's
week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. But
I've been publicly pretty harsh on him. So I'm excited to meet him.
Do you ever get nervous that it's going to come back to bite you in the ass?
It never does. And I'll tell you why, because I'm just being honest. And so people go, and when you're trying to be honest, you can be wrong. I'm wrong all the time, but at least I'm being honest. My criticism of Dr. Drew wasn't anything about Dr. Drew, just that maybe we shouldn't exploit people's
addictions on television.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have a bunch of celebrities in a house.
It was fun to watch.
Oh, for sure. But I think that might
Steven
be
Adler getting sober.
Medically a little irresponsible.
I'm sure I'm sure. You know,
like take Dr. Phil, for example, and not Adam Ray, the real Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
That poor girl was like a minor, the Catch Me Outside girl. She was a young girl.
Yeah.
she's got problems and she needs help.
But is she rich as shit now?
Well, I don't care about how much money she has.
Hold on.
But he brings her on the show and exploits her. He's like, you got a problem, young lady. Yeah. And then what they do, they just had her back for everyone in the public to trash her. And everyone in the public, and sure, she's rich. Who cares? I don't care about rich.
I think the number's astounding. Will you find out how much money Catch You Out?
But I don't care.
But it's $50 million.
But I don't care.
I know, but isn't that crazy?
No. Guess what? You know, sex traffickers make a ton of money, Bert. Mussolini was
Hold on. You can't compare
you can.
And a sex trafficker.
I don't measure right and wrong based on how much.
She's not doing anything wrong,
but I don't measure right and wrong based on how much money they make.
But there's no measure to right or wrong with her.
Well, we say, oh, now she has to lean into this cash me outside. I don't give a fuck. I talk like that. Because now she has to be this character.
Okay, but how about
this? There's nothing better
this?
Than reputation.
What about...
So you've got... Reputation's the best.
Let's say best case scenario. Mm-hmm. Best case scenario... She doesn't go on Dr. Phil. She gets to keep her privacy. She works at Ross, but she's still that kid going, catch me outside. And
well, I mean, she should work on not being that kid.
Yeah.
She needs real help.
Yeah, but that's out of that ship has sailed.
Now it has.
Now it sailed before she got on Dr. Drew or Dr. Phil.
He brought her back on another time. Like, you've got a bad attitude, young lady. And the whole internet is just trashing this poor girl. She needs a dad. She needs a friend.
She does need...
And instead now she has a bunch of money and she spends 20 grand to make her a Trump car and go, I'm paying for Daddy Trump. Like she's
Is that what
stuck.
She did?
Yeah, she's stuck being this like character.
I don't follow her. All I know is she's got an OnlyFans page.
For her.
I think she has an OnlyFans page.
Another bad choice.
But okay. I don't think it's a bad choice to have an OnlyFans page.
Well, I think it is.
Yeah, but you're also Christian.
Yeah, but also just like in general, like probably not the best thing.
Make your money.
I guess.
Yeah, like,
I don't really feel like that.
Do you watch porn?
Yeah, I do.
Like,
not proud of it.
I saw one today that I almost fucking screen grabbed. Mm-hmm. It said, watch me rub my vagina on this armchair for my birthday. And I was like, that's a lot of information.
Yeah.
For your birthday?
Right, yeah.
I didn't need to know it was your birthday.
Yeah.
The birthday thing might have fucking...
Also, prostitution has been a thing since the dawn of civilization.
So wait, what kind of porn do you watch? Is it like consensual, like
no,
regular
I'm
stuff?
A man. I have flaws. I'm not perfect. It's usually just a beautiful woman blowing a guy. Like, it's pretty entry level.
I can only jerk off to stuff I visually see in my real life.
Explain that better.
So I need angles of what I actually see when I have sex.
Yeah.
POV.
I used to always joke, people go, Jeff, I liked it. Because I always say that like porn is kind of voyeuristic.
Yeah.
Because you're like, why is it hot to watch two other people have sex? I want to be the one having sex. Yeah. And then people go, well, Jeff, I watch POV. And I was like, wow, what an imagination you got. That you can, you would believe a woman like that would be with you. And now you're a black guy? Like, that's pretty good imagination.
Wait, have you seen...
In my fantasy, I have a huge black dick.
Pete, my assistant, Pete, used VR goggles.
Oh, it's too much for me. Because I have those Vision Pros, because I stay in some shitty hotels still. So the Vision Pro makes me feel like I'm at a beach. I'm not at the Ramada in Arizona. And it was too much. The porn on that was too much for me. I was going, this is like... We're in the room. Oh,
the funniest video ever is there's a TV show called The Guest Book. You ever seen it? Mm-mm. Great guy wrote it. I'm so sorry I'm flaking on his name. He's a good friend of Tommy's and Christina's and mine. I know him very well. Will you pull up his name so I can at least get his name right? Jimmy Tatro's in it. It's where I first saw Jimmy Tatro for the first time. And one of the first, Greg Garcia, right? Greg Garcia. And the first episode is a guy who's obsessed with VR.
Oh, nice.
And even though he's on vacation with his wife and he's doing VR, that he's in a better place.
I love
he's
that.
just like, this is great.
Yeah.
She was like, and then she goes, I want to do this VR with you. Can we have VR sex? And so he's like, yeah. So then she puts on the goggles. Her husband's hot. He puts on the goggles. She's hot. Yeah. And they're really going at it. Except,
oh no,
his skips ahead a bit. And in the scenario, the pimp comes in and says, you need to pay my bitch. And he's like, and it's Joey Diaz. And he goes, or I can suck your dick.
Oh,
and
have
Joey
seen
Diaz
this.
Sucking his dick.
Yeah, that's great.
It's so fucking great.
That's hilarious. Yeah, those Apple Vision Pros are insane.
I haven't seen them. I haven't used them.
If I promise you that if you go get the 10-minute like tutorial at the Apple store, they'll probably just give you one. But if in a way, the future. I think it's the future. It's too overstimulating. Alicia Keys is just standing right there singing to you. She's like as close to you as like I'm in the Apple store going, it's just, I'm like going, what the, like, it's just it was too much. I think the reason they're not popular is one, they're too expensive, and two, people have, you're not going to sit down on the couch with your wife and enjoy a film while you're both wearing this. It's really for the alone person.
I would get them. I remember a long time ago, Red Band was explaining the future of VR to me, and I would absolutely get one to sit in one of the chairs in Rogan's podcast studio to watch an interview.
Oh yeah,
and just be like this.
It is pretty cool. Yeah,
that would be cool as fuck.
Or like you can have great seats at a baseball game, or you could have.
Dude, have you seen the fucking venue they have down by the airport where it's VR stadium?
I think I saw it. Wait, it's like so you look like you're sitting at the game. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I'm going Saturday.
Oh, nice. What are you gonna? Who's playing that? What is the?
Oh, I'm going more to look to see if we can use it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, because I mean, you could do fucking epic shows there. Are you watching? I mean, I don't know if you are. I seem like this is. It seems in asking you this that you're gonna go. I absolutely would never watch any of that.
What is it?
The Brianna Chicken Fried Zach Bryant shit.
No idea what that is.
I'm not going to even tell you.
Okay.
I'm not going to even tell you.
Yeah. I like how much content you consume.
I take in weird content.
But you like it. You watch all these things.
Well, I like Zach Bryan and I like Brian.
I watched Penguin just because Santino told me to.
Penguin?
I would have never watched that.
Oh, it's so good.
And I watched it and I was like, yeah, it's good. Or there was a show with John Cena. What's that show? He's like a superhero, but he's kind of like a dark superhero. There's no reason I would have ever watched this show. The Peacemaker. And I only watched it because someone I love said to watch Peacemaker. And it was so good and made me completely change my perspective on John Cena. And it's very, very good. But like someone I like has to go, watch this, you'll like it. And then I watch. I don't stumble upon things.
I'll tell you I'm
reading old books and like John Wayne
coolest shows I saw. What's Emily Blunt's show? Emily Blunt, The English.
What's it about?
Fuck, it's good.
The cover looks cool.
Fucking, it's awesome.
All right, I'll watch this.
And by the way, when you get to the end, you're just like, shut the fuck up.
What is that guy with the pompadour? Is he like a native or an Aztec?
Native American.
An American Indian?
And I just started watching Peaky Blinders. Did you watch that?
No, I never saw that either.
Dude, I got onto that because of fucking YouTube Shorts.
Oh, really?
YouTube Shorts would play the coolest scenes out of Peaky Blinders.
I love that.
And then I was like, God damn it, I need to watch this show.
Yeah.
And now I'm watching it, and I've already seen all the best moments.
Yeah.
But I forgot what got us. I never knew what got you there.
Yeah.
So you see him and Tom Hardy on a beach together, and I know what's going to happen, but I don't know how they got to the beach or why. So now I'm unraveling it. It's almost like Memento.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I feel like that with a lot of things. Like I can't get into Sopranos. I can't get into like the mob or East Coast stuff. But like anything with a cowboy, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like I'm so into that kind of stuff. And but it takes like I'm gonna watch The English now, and I probably wouldn't have if you didn't.
Do you like documentaries?
I think we talked about it before. That's how I did all my learning.
Have you watched the documentary on Ted Turner?
His book, I Am Ted, is one of my favorite books.
Oh, it's so good.
Dude, he's a real genius. Still alive. Unfortunately, he's kind of mentally
is he?
Gone, yeah.
Fuck.
That's why you don't see much about Ted Turner anymore. He's kind of, I don't know what he has. He has some sort of
bison
thing.
meat.
No, nobody was eating bison until Ted Turner.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
I like that idea. Well, that's a giant slab of meat. Let's eat that. And then he became a double billionaire. Ted Turner is a guy, a more cowboy kind of man's man than yourself, but very much like you. Like if he has an interest, he's I'll buy the baseball team. Yeah. Oh, hey, pro wrestling, I like that. Like if he just likes it, he gets involved. He's like, why won't there be a reliable news source that isn't bought by people? And he creates CNN. And then, we know what that turned into. But in the beginning, CNN was one of the most reliable news sources you could ever find. And that's because of Ted Turner.
Oh, it's that documentary. I just watched all of it on a plane.
Dude, he's genius.
And it's so fucking good.
He's awesome.
Penguin is really good too.
He had a Ferrari or something, some really expensive car. Did they tell you about this in the documentary? And he loved sailing. So he had like this big, heavy boat. And he's like, I'm not going to go buy a big truck. This is a billionaire talking. He's like, I'm not going to go buy a big truck. Just weld a hitch to my Ferrari. So he's going through town with a giant boat pulled by a Ferrari. And people like taking pictures going, what the fuck is this guy? It's Ted Turner. Because he just thinks different. He's like, why would I buy a truck to haul that? This car has so much torque. You just have a Mexican guy wheel to.
Now that you're not drinking, have you noticed you're doing any activities more of? Like, do you find yourself?
I love cigar lounges. It's a big one for me. I started taking up golf.
Oh, you didn't play golf before?
I liked being on a golf course in the golf cart with alcohol and telling stories. You know, I didn't like the actual golf part of it. Because I like hanging out and telling stories and doing this, you know? And golf's a great way to do that.
Golf's fun as fuck.
Yeah, golf's fun.
Golf's
and then
fun.
I'm trying to think of the other stuff. I thought about getting into mixed martial arts just because everyone I love likes it. Like Brendan Schaub is like, I think a good man because he's learned the discipline of like a fight community and like the mixed martial arts community. I'm screwing up the terminology.
No, there's a humility to those guys that not all of us have because they've gone head to head with another man.
And teamwork. Like you go into a gym, like you think if you walked into one of those places, they'd be mean to you. They're not. They're so inviting. Like you want to come, like, oh, we'll show you. And you just met a guy and now you're holding the thing and you're like being down and they're teaching you things and you're like, this is healthy.
Oh, they want to spread the word. It's like MMA or mixed martial arts is a little bit like Christianity in that they want you to enjoy it. They think it's good for you.
Yes.
They're not doing it in a bad way. Eddie Bravo, my daughter Isla was like, Eddie Bravo's at our house and with Tripoli and my daughter Isla, and we're all talking in the kitchen. We're a little wasted. Mm-hmm. And Isla goes, she goes, what does he do? What do you do? And Eddie goes, well, I got a podcast, but I'm a jujitsu. I have a jujitsu. And she goes, I want to learn jujitsu.
Nice.
And he had a woman over at our house in a week.
It's great.
Teaching Isla jujitsu. And then the fucking bitch choked me out. My own daughter choked me out.
Yeah, she learned what to do.
She goes, it's easier with big guys like you. And her little needle arms choked me the fuck out.
Yeah, she learned how to become the monster.
Dude, the specials on YouTube.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Jeff Dye, Last Cowboy in LA.
Awesome.
Thanks, man. I'm really
It's
happy.
awesome. I follow you on Instagram. You are the guy that anytime I will just simply say this. Yeah. I don't leave anything but positive comments, right?
Oh, that's nice.
But every time I want to not leave a positive comment, I go and I see, Jeff's already taken care of that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You've been on the past 5 things. I was like, what the fuck? And then I go and it's you right there. This is why they get mad at us playing football.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, you know what that is? That was me trying to be more productive about how much time we spend in our phones.
Yeah.
Right? So the big cliche is like, oh, everyone's in their phone. Have you ever noticed like how obsessed we are with our phones? We'll hate ourselves for being on Instagram so much. Or we'll hate ourselves for maybe talking to someone and then being in our phones. So I'm like, how can I positively deal with this? Because I'm in airports all the time. I'm in hotels alone. So I'm feeling guilty about the screen time the same way everyone else is. So I was like, how about this? You don't get to go to the next video, Jeff, unless you've come up with something funny to say.
Yeah.
So I have to come up with some sentence that is funny to me, whether it's trolly or whether it's whatever, and leave it. Occasionally there'll be some beautiful video of like a funny little kid or something, and my thing won't be funny. It'll just be positive, like, yes, internet, more of this, like hands emoji, because then I don't feel so weird about looking at my Instagram. But then those comments will have like 10,000 likes. People start to like the comment.
They're always at the top, and they're always the most, like 143 replies, and you left it 5 minutes ago, and I'm like, Jesus.
There's one like problem child scene that they posted because it was like this fat kid who goes, he's bullying the little kid in the scene from Problem Child. And he goes, what's wrong? You can't get on the roller coaster. You're going to pee in your little pants, right? And then he does a spin kick and kicks the head off of this octopus cutout. And like, that's supposed to be like, can you believe they made this movie? Like, this is great. And I go, this kid bullies a child, or this guy bullies a child and spin kicks a wooden octopus. This guy rules. Like, that was all I wrote. And it has like 100,000 likes. And it's like, that's a way to get, use your comedy for whatever.
Even if I try to write a joke comment, there was one today, and I don't think I left a comment because I went to write the comment and I go, this is going to come out wrong. Oh, this woman goes, it's one of the voiceover ones, and she's beautiful.
Yeah.
She goes, my husband's playing golf at 9 a.m., so I thought I'd make sandwiches for him and his friends. I got up at 7. I went to the store. I got groceries. Yeah. I took the bed. I braked it. And then she made the most amazing sandwich for her husband and his 3 friends and packed it. And I wanted to write, your husband does not deserve you.
Yeah.
But then I was like, internet's going to read that.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Bert's trying to fucking date someone?
Exactly.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to fucking.
Oh, he's virtue signaling. Why don't you just
I was like, this woman is better than any woman.
Yeah.
She's getting up at 7 a.m. to make her husband sandwiches
she
to go
rules.
golfing. She fucking rules.
Yeah, she's awesome.
she's beautiful. And then I saw her husband. He's a fucking stud.
Yeah.
They just got
She
married.
deserves him.
Yeah, she deserves him.
And he deserves
her.
Yeah, but the internet's not real. So that's why I feel like I can just leave a comment. It's like it's not
Jeff,
real.
You're not allowed to say that in this house because apparently they make T-shirts that say this isn't real. I say this isn't real all the time.
Oh, really?
All the fucking time. I go, that's not real. I'm not dealing with that. That's not real.
Yeah, 100%.
And then all the women in this house made a shirt that said this isn't real.
That's great. Yeah, but that's a good way to live.
Yeah, this isn't real.
You don't got to let it have power over you. That's not real.
Yeah, it's not real. Sometimes it's real.
Occasionally. And then you deal with it. Love you, buddy.
I love you, Jeff.
Thanks for having me.
I love you, buddy.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.